And with that, we have... okay, the camera's up. Returned! Oh, actually, wait. Oh, crap. Hold on.
Today's assignment, photograph.
I forgot I still had a couple of, See, it's funny. It's funny. Like, there's a couple of, YouTube links that I have queued up in there, but, like, they won't activate until the scene activates. Even though I don't have them on. It's annoying that they just... and sometimes they start as soon as I open up OBS or the scene, sometimes they don't. It's not consistent. Well, I mean, that's a rather inauspicious way to come back, isn't it? And it's like, oh look, everything isn't working. Anyway, I'm back. After taking the week off. Now, before I go any further, that right there was a song called The Winds of 600 AD. By one Mr. Daniel Tidwell, whose music I played on the stream before. It was just a metal cover of the 600 AD map overworld theme from Chrono Trigger, which is the game we're going to be getting into. That was off of his Versus Video Games album that came out, his first Versus Video Games album, that came out all the way back in 2010. That album's 10 years old now. Oh boy. Oh boy. Ah, hello Rolls. Welcome back to you too, as well, to the stream. But yeah, like I was just about to say, you know, it was nice to have the week off to, not worry too much about this and do other stuff. That being said, of course, I still didn't get everything done that I wanted to get done, because there was a lot of stream work, behind the scenes stuff I wanted to get done. Like, I've got, I don't know if they worked, but I know there's like little subscription badges or something like that. Like if you sub, it tacks it on at the beginning of your name or whatever. I've uploaded 2 of those. I don't know if they actually took, because I think there's an acceptance process or something like that for that. Ah, hello Zach, welcome to the stream again to you as well. I also uploaded a proper Twitch emote, though I don't think that's been approved yet, and honestly I don't 100% like the look of it, so I might end up taking it off and changing it again anyway. But there's that. Also, another thing I was going to do was I was going to set up the Stream Elements chatbot, and I still haven't had the chance to do that, because I don't know... I've heard that it's better than the one that's in Streamlabs OBS, so I might continue using Slobs, but then use that. I don't know. That's a thing I need to get into. One thing I did do, however, and I mean, this isn't technically stream-related, though I might turn it into an emote at some point, because it is based off of a stream I did last Halloween. Because I've been playing around with ink and watercolor a lot lately, I did this guy. It's the spooky mask from Resident Evil. It's great. It's great. Honestly, it's one of the few times I've done something and I'm like, you know what? It actually looks halfway decent. I'm not gonna be too critical of myself for this one. It's spooky. It's mask. It's spooky mask. It's pretty good. So yeah. One thing that I did manage to catch up on, though, is I did get I got a pile of videos squared away and posted on YouTube, which is fine. And I've got a bunch more... Oh, you didn't need to sleep anyway tonight. It's funny, I've gotten a lot of reactions exactly like that from people when I show them that. They think it's cool and all, but they also think they're not going to sleep for a while. Funny thing. So yeah. Like, I was thinking I might end up turning that into an emote somehow as well, because it is related to a stream I did a while ago. A stream I really enjoyed doing, the Resident Evil remake. It was pretty good. Pretty good. So, there's all that. Anyway, without further ado... Did I just hear a beep from somewhere? Sort of confused. I don't know, I think that might have been from something else. Anyway. Yes, the sound and the look of, oh shit, what now? So was there like a beep or something? Am I losing my mind? Maybe I'm losing my mind. I don't know. Anyway. Sounded like unplugging a USB. Oh, it might have been my controller. The connection in that might be starting to go wonky. Looks like it's... Yeah. Hold on now. Like it was in crooked for some reason. Oh, what fresh hell is this? Go to your home! Okay, I think it's working. I think it's working. We'll find out when I start trying to play the game and it doesn't work at all. Alright, so let's just switch over and boot up some Chrono Trigger. See how this goes. Oh dear. Oh dear, what's happening to this now? Oh, yeah. Okay, let's try this again, shall we? Alright, I think we're good. I think we're good. My totally legit Super Nintendo is working fine. The queen is gone! No, that's a lie. I've saved her. Game, you lie! There was something I was going to try to fix with this too, because I was noticing that, I was noticing that if I go into, say, like it's fine on the overworld map, which I have to take the moment to stop and say, god damn, I love just the entire look of this game. Like, the overworld map was always great in every one of the areas in this game. But like, when you go into an area like this, you get like a little black bar on the bottom of the screen. I've found that there's not really much you can do to fix that, apparently. At least nothing easy. So, I'm just gonna have to, I'm just going to have to accept that that is the way things are. And beat the crap out of these little roly-poly fellas. Ah! You're worthless! Although apparently they can withstand being bonked into the noggin with a hammer, so there's that. Who knew we would have gained so much experience and learned so many things from murdering these roly-polies. Oh, Luca's almost dead. I should probably do something to fix that. We got a few tonics. Bam! What's this game about? You've never heard of it before. Well! Like, I'm not gonna be one of those really nerdy folk that gets offended. Like, how dare you have never heard of this game before? It's a fairly well-known Super Nintendo game, but you gotta realize this came out in like 95 or 96 or something, so this game is very old now. But, this is Chrono Trigger. It's widely regarded as being possibly one of the best RPGs on the Super Nintendo. A lot of people like to think it's one of the best RPGs ever. Personally, I really enjoy it. It's, like, the specific reason why I'm playing it, why I'm streaming it now, is because I always associate this game with summer. Because me and my brother bought it on the SNES way back, I'd say it was about a year or so after it came out. And, we spent the whole summer playing it. So, nostalgia, yes. But the basic gist of Chrono Trigger is that it's a time travel caper. Like, the part you missed at the beginning is, okay, so let's go into the character screen here. So we got Crono, right? He goes to this festival in his year, 1000 AD, and, like, his inventor friend here has created some kind of teleportation machine. But while he's waiting for her to set up, he runs into this girl, Marl, and, like, pals around the fair with her. When she tests the teleportation machine, she gets shunted through a portal, and she ends up getting transported 400 years into the past. So you have to go back and find her. Turns out this is when you learn, oh, she's a descendant, she's actually a member of the local royal family, and, like, her ancestor was kidnapped, but then they find her assuming that she's her, and, like, then she up and vanishes in a cloud of dust or something, because her ancestor was going to be murdered, because they didn't find her after she was kidnapped. Time travel. It's confusing. But without getting into too many details about the actual bare bones, well, the direct story of it, because you don't find out the real plot until a little ways into the game, it's basically you're traveling through time, completely altering the timeline to try to save the world from an apocalypse that happens in the year 1999. That is what the game is. Oh yeah, no, there's a lot of really freaky stuff that happens in this game. A lot of it is very unique. Like the time travel aspect. Well, they couldn't save us from Y2K. Well, the apocalypse that happens in 1999 of this world is, it's a little different and a lot freakier than that. Anyway, I'll buy some gear. This might be outclassed by stuff I can get later, but screw it, I got a fair bit of money. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff in this game that, like, you horribly screw with the timeline. And something... Without getting into too much details about the sequel for this game, Chrono Cross, which came out on the PS1 in the late 90s, I think. Like, the stuff that you do in this game fucks with things so horribly, apparently, that you create alternate realities that the main characters of the second game have to deal with. Oh, Majora's Mask is, yeah. Majora's Mask is also a very freaky game. That's something else I'm going to do for Retro Sunday someday. That's probably one of my favorite Zelda games, actually, come to think of it. This pulley's a damn sight tougher than I thought it'd be. So you stand up to this? Like, this game is like a really fun adventure romp through time, but there's a lot of stuff about it that if you stop and think about it for too long, you start giving yourself an existential crisis. Because the main villain of this game is quite possibly one of the most horrifying, unknowable entities I've ever seen in a video game. And I don't want to say too much about it because you don't discover who it is until later on. How do we get home? Your Highness, Princess, we... Please call me Marl. Well then, Marl, observe. I created this thing! Wow! Luca, you're amazing! Ain't it the truth? And she's so modest. Oh, I mean... Enough with the false modesty. You have a real gift. I would trade my royal ancestry for your genius in a heartbeat. Do you know how inbred we are? I'm lucky I've got 2 brain cells to rub together. You know, royalty. Well, if you say so. Anyway, I call this thing a gate. It's kind of a portal that takes you to the same location in a different era. Gates are very unstable, so I use the principle behind my telepod device, you know, that thing that ripped you apart and shunted you in the past, to create a gate key. Now we can use them as we please. But why did this gate suddenly appear? Either the telepod had something to do with it, or something else made it. This is getting pretty weird. Let's at least head back to our own time. Alright, coming, Crono! Also, Crono is the classic mute hero, so he doesn't have any dialogue whatsoever. Yeah, the sense of adventure that this game gives you is unparalleled, in my opinion. Because it's like you do so many things, there's so many varied environments, I don't know, it's... When you're an impressionable young lad playing this game, it has an effect on you. Phew! We're back! Crono, Luca, why don't you come home with me to the castle? I'd like you to come over for dinner. Sorry for putting you through all that, Marl. Are you joking? That's the most fun I've had in months. And I have some new friends, too. Crono, be a gentleman and take her home. I've got some work to do. See you soon, Luca. Where she has to run back home and hide all her plans about overthrowing the monarchy. That's what it is. Yes, you'll be seeing me real soon, Marl. Will you escort me home, Crono? Sure thing, girl I only met today and then traveled through time to rescue. Oh, how much money do I have? I might be able to get a real kick-ass sword, I think. 4896. Oh yeah! It's mine now! Marl sounds like a freak. Yeah, Marl's interesting. See, Marl's whole thing is that she's basically been stuck in the castle her whole life, basically being treated like royalty, because, you know, she is. So she frequently sneaks out and, like, assumes another name and just gets into shit the whole time. I live on the continent to the east. Come see me sometime. By the way, could you talk that young lady into selling her pendant? No. It's hers. Get away from me, old man. There, they'll make things a little bit easier now in the coming moments. Elaine's down at the pier again? That Fritz, where could he be? Who the hell are you talking about? Hello, what can I do for you? I have some things to sell you. This game makes you want to play A Link to the Past. That is another solid Super Nintendo game. Like, the only... Oh, I should see what this guy's got. Like, the only other game that, in the Legend of Zelda series, that I would feel is... Like the other contender for my favorite in the series, I should say. Because I want to say Majora's Mask is my favorite, but I've really got a soft spot for Link to the Past too, and Link's Awakening, I guess. But Link to the Past, I think I like better than that. But again, I can't help but think all of this is also just nostalgia talking, because these are all, like, you hit a certain point in the Super Nintendo's lifespan, and every game in that is just one that just triggers a pure nostalgia load into the front of my brain. Because it's like, oh yes, that's right, back when life was better. Twilight Princess, you say? Interesting. Honestly, I really did enjoy Twilight Princess. I don't know if I would personally put it into my top 3 of the best Zelda games, but I do feel like I've got a higher opinion of it than a lot of people did, because that was one that was very infamous for dividing a lot of opinions about exactly how good it was. Hi, Mom! I'm back with that weird girl I met. Did you know she's the princess? Hello, Crono! Now I'm going to take her into my darkened room with this weird doll. But no, I really enjoyed Twilight Princess, and I feel like Twilight Princess had some of the best boss fights in the series, in my opinion. Like the boss battle against Ganon at the end of the game, the five stage boss battle against Ganon was great. It's probably one of my favorites. Like, I loved Breath of the Wild, but I found the boss fight at the end of that game very underwhelming in comparison to the final boss fight in Twilight Princess. And I never did play Wind Waker all the way through, but I've heard that the boss fight at the end of that is also really freaky too. But, you know. Oh, you have thousands of hours in Ocarina? That's fair. Ocarina is quite often on the top of the list for a lot of people. Me personally, I think I still like Majora's Mask and Link to the Past more than I like it, maybe even Link's Awakening. But the one thing I can't deny is how big of a deal Ocarina of Time was. Like, if it wasn't for that, we wouldn't have gotten Majora's Mask. And me saying that I like Link to the Past and Majora's Mask more than that is not me saying that I don't like Ocarina. I do. I really like Ocarina of Time. Yeah, I've heard that Wind Waker was real good with the puzzles. Princess Nadia! Are you alright? Where have you been? I heard you were abducted. We had soldiers searching for you. Scoundrel! You're the one, huh? Kidnapping Princess Nadia? No, Kronos! Admit it! You confused her and tried to take over the throne! Terrorist! Stop it! I always thought, even as a kid, like that sprite animation where she does this, it almost seems like she's summoning the guards herself. Stop this at once! What are you doing? But Princess Nadia said to... Idiots! Detain him! I think someone just clocked me in the back of the head. Crono! Skyward Sword is a game in the Legend of Zelda series I have never played, not once. And that's because I never really owned a Wii. Like, I think that's one of the only games in the series I haven't even played 5 minutes of, because I've played most of the rest. Like even the original and the second game for the Nintendo, I played a bit of those. I mostly finished the first one, though I don't think I ever did. And I think the Oracle games for the Game Boy Color, I never played those, but those are technically Capcom games, but they are part of the Legend of Zelda series. But yeah, Skyward Sword is one I've never touched. Chrono! Oh yeah, the courtroom scene. This is a very iconic scene in this game. I'm the Chancellor, the Prosecutor! I'm the lawyer, Pierre. Members of the court, we now bring forth the defendant, Crono, who is charged with abducting Princess Nadia. What shall we do with him? Fire, perhaps? Hang him upside down for a few years? Or shall we employ the guillotine? Oh, you could actually... Yeah, I know there were a number of games you could multiplayer on the Game Boy Color, but you needed, like, well, another Game Boy, and you needed a pile of cords to connect the two. We never really did do that much when I was a kid. You, the jury, shall decide his fate. Now, let us begin. Yeah, this scene can get real funny depending on how it plays out, so we'll see. Crono, you are hereby ordered to tell the truth. But Judge, I can't speak. Crono is charged with premeditated abduction of royalty. The question is, did he kidnap Princess Nadia? The answer... No, he did not. In fact, no abduction took place. The two met completely by accident. In fact, the princess asked Crono if she could join him. Is this true? Who actually started this whole mess? I didn't do nothing. Merle did. Are you sure? We have witnesses who will say you were the one who bumped into the princess. Honestly, yeah. Hey! Ouch, that hurt! The princess then innocently followed you to Luca's little sideshow. Why isn't she here? Whereupon you both disappeared. If that wasn't criminal abduction, I don't know what is. In the world of Chrono Trigger, snitches get stitches. Apparently, yes. And I have facts that throw the defendant's character into question. Objection! Objection! No, it's not Pierre, it's Phoenix. I got Phoenix right as my my defense attorney. There we go. This can't have any relevance whatsoever to this case. Go to respond, Chancellor. Crono's character is at the very core of this case. We have nothing to hide. We have a witness, a little girl, who will vouch for the character of the defendant. But yeah, here's the thing. Like, when I first played this, you go through the Millennium Fair with Merle, and there's a lot of things you can do that can call your character into question. One of the things, like, there's a lot of good things you can do, there's a lot of bad things. Like, you can legit try to pull Merle away when she's trying to buy candy, so it looks like you're forcibly trying to drag her somewhere. You can eat an old man's lunch. The bit where he asked me to sell her pendant, that would call my character into question too. But I did nothing but nice things, so the Chancellor is forcing us to go through all this, and it's just going to make me look like a fucking saint. Because depending on your actions in the fair, it does determine the outcome of the trial. This nice man, he brought me my kitty. Thank you for being so kind. How about that? Doesn't this young man deserve a medal for finding a cat? It was like 20 feet away from her. Whew, looks like they're buying it. The issue here is motive. Was there any motive for this fine citizen to kidnap Princess Nadia? No, there was none. What about ransom? Crono, her fortune did tempt you, did it not? No, I didn't even know she was the princess, for God's sake. Are you sure? You really weren't tempted? Not at all. You never played Morrowind. This is a must play because you feel like you missed out. Now, I haven't played a lot of Morrowind myself. I've played some. My major experience with the Elder Scrolls is, of course, Oblivion and Skyrim, especially Oblivion, which I'm streaming now. Like, I'll be streaming it again this coming Thursday. I spent so much time with Oblivion. Apparently, Morrowind legitimately has has better RPG elements than Oblivion and Skyrim do. But it does not play anywhere near as well, because rather than being more of an action RPG, it's still an action RPG, but it responds mostly to, like, dice rolls, more or less. Like, internal dice roll. Especially if you're playing as a combat-oriented character. So, like, you can be swinging a sword at somebody. Like, you could swing it at them 20 times or so, but you might only hit them 5 times, depending on your skills. And you're, like, directly hitting them, but nothing happens. Like, Morrowind has a great story, it's got a great setting, it still looks really cool because its environment is so unique. But gameplay-wise, Morrowind is pretty clunky, shall we say. Apparently there are... Yeah, it's pretty extreme RNG. Like, if you're playing as a wizard, if you're using more magic than physical combat, apparently it's easier, because your magical directly hit more often than not than physical attacks would, I should say. But apparently there are ways around that, like if you build a character exactly so, you should be fine. But, yeah. Apparently, there are a couple of modding communities that are rebuilding Morrowind from the ground up in both Oblivion and Skyrim, so that might be a thing you could do. I don't know how far along they are. That's enough! I have no more questions. It is evident that my client is a fine, noble young man. Your Honor, the defense rests. Yeah, that's it. There's nobody else, it's just... Members of the jury, if he is guilty, stand to the left. If innocent, stand to the right. Not guilty. Also, these guys just yelling. Apparently they want... Guilty! They cheer if I'm guilty, apparently. They want to see a hanging. Not guilty. Not guilty. Oh, you'll definitely be here Thursday? Cool, I appreciate that. I know I've said this several times, but I'm really going to try to be more consistent about what time in the day I stream. So I'm going to shoot for some time in the evening, maybe not as late as this, but I feel like if I can make it so that I more consistently stream anytime between like 7 and 9 p.m. Newfoundland time, like start between those 2 hours, that's good. That's a step in the right direction. Not guilty. Oh my god, these jurors, they're all related apparently, and they got bitchin' hair. Not guilty. Guilty. Order in the court! That judge has a bitchin' stash. And eyebrows. A verdict has been reached. The verdict is not guilty. But the fact remains that even if he did not kidnap her, he ran off with her. 3-day solitary confinement as punishment. Take him away! Take him away, toys! Now just a darn minute! Princess! That's enough, my dear! But father... All I asked was for you to behave like a princess. You haven't even gotten kidnapped by a giant turtle monster this year. What's wrong with you? Those fools over in the Mushroom Kingdom are laughing at us. Unfortunately, there isn't much of a retro community on Twitch. Everyone only plays multiplayer games. That does seem to be a thing, you know? Like, there are a number of streamers that I've come across that still do retro games, perhaps not always, but pretty frequently. Like me, I'm guaranteed to do an older game every Sunday, and maybe sometimes I'll squeak an older but not really old game in between too, so you know. It's just the shit I grew up with, and I'm not too hot with multiplayer games usually, so I try to avoid them. Yes. Even royalty must obey rules. Leave the rest up to the Chancellor and forget about the events in town. You know, like good royalty. We're just going to forget about our people. We're leaving! Crono! I don't know why you're freaking out so much. I can do 3 days out standing on my head. It'll be fine. But yeah, that's the thing that makes it kind of funny, because it's still kind of screwy that they're going to lock me up for 3 days, but it's only 3 days. Because if you're a right and proper asshole the whole way through, I think they do straight up say they're going to execute you. But now it's like, hey, yeah, lock them up for 3 days. However, as you see, the Chancellor has other ideas, because this is something he's going to say no matter what the verdict is. This terrorist has tried to overthrow our kingdom! He has been found guilty, and now you must carry out his sentence. Whack. So this is the monster who kidnapped the princess. The execution is 3 days away. Do not let him out of your sight. Crono's like, oh no, man! What are you talking about? I thought I was just gonna have like a 3-day vacation in your cushy cell. Execution? Strange, but I don't seem to recall hearing anything about an execution. What? How dare you question me? The paperwork's probably just been held up in the system. What system? Did Fred forget to bring it down from the courthouse? It's not that far away. You don't have any computers. Well, Luca probably has a computer, I guess, but... Understood, sir. Guards! Take the prisoner away. I like how the prison guards seem like they're really old-timey knights for some reason. And Crono's like, I just wanna go have a fun day at the fair, watch all the freaks race, maybe get spooked by the weird floating face man in the tent, fight my best friend's robot, maybe eat some cotton candy, and instead I run into a princess. 2 days until the execution. Then I go back into the past and just wanted a fun day at the fair. Some sympathizers brought that stuff for you, you lousy felon. Got one ether. The trial. Pipe down! Pipe down! 1 day until the execution. Man, days are passing real quick. Knock it off! Oh, I'll show him. Open it up! That's what you get for misbehaving. Oh, wait. Sneak attack! You shouldn't have left me my sword, because apparently they locked me up with my sword. Where do you think you're going? He's got this really fancy blade. I think he bought it from the swordsmith who came for the fair. Yeah, just leave it on him. I mean, what's he gonna do? Try to kill us with it? Oh yeah, I can't get in there yet. Lousy dunderheads. No one will ever know. Yeah, there's a couple of different ways this could have played out. Like, I would have been rescued by Luca if I waited out all 3 of my days. Oh damn! Hello, Vibeat Foo! Bye, Raid! Welcome to the stream, everybody. Thank you very much, Vi, for the raid. I hope you enjoyed playing, Assassin's Creed, because I'm pretty sure that's what you were doing. Are you any closer to beating Odyssey? Like, that's the last one, isn't it? Until Valhalla comes out. Vi raid thingy! Yes. Anyway, welcome to my stream, everybody. This is, well, I'm Cap, of course, as you could probably tell by the name on the thing down below. And, this is Retro Sunday. This is actually my first day back after taking a week off from streaming. And we're doing some Chrono Trigger, which is very much a classic that I love from my childhood. Oh, you just finished the main game of Odyssey. Wow. You only have the DLC left. Oh, hey, my little subscriber badge thing seems to work. One of the things I did when I was off... Let me run off the bridge here so we don't hear the wind. One of the things that I did while I was off stream is I uploaded some, like, badge icons and stuff for subscribers, so I've got, like, a little army penguin dude for 1 month subscribers, so you can see it right next to Vi's name in the chat. So that seems to have worked. That's good. Bit tiny, but I mean, I expected it to be tiny. But yes, you just finished the main game, but you only have the DLC left. I have to ask, how does that feel? Because you've been playing nothing but Assassin's Creed games for, like, what? A year? Longer than a year now? It's been a while, hasn't it? Oh. Alright. Assassin's Quarantine, yes. See, the thing about those helmets, they don't have peripheral vision. He passed out! After I clonked him in the back of the head with my sword. It's been 84 long years. Feels good to be almost finished, I imagine. Got one ether. Good tonic. Good tonic. Ether! That's good E! Oh, hey, big fella! So you're the escaped con. Omnicrone. Because apparently, as a jailer, they employ a Cyclops. Aha! You may be big, but you're also too slow. They don't pay me enough for this! Oh, I just noticed that we have 2 new followers on that raid too. BT8257, I'm just going to shorten that to BT if you don't mind. And Larry B, thank you very much for doing so. Always greatly appreciated. Also, I kind of like this vista. It's pretty. Oh, the other thing I like doing too, and this was very prevalent back during the Super Nintendo, I think I pointed out when I was streaming Soul Blazer 2, because there's a lot of shared sounds that Enix did for their games. Square did the same thing, because of course this was back when Square and Enix were 2 separate entities. Because this wind noise plays a lot in Final Fantasy VI too. So there's a lot of shared sound effects between this and Final Fantasy VI, because they were both released roughly around the same time. Random info, there we go. Hey, let's see if I can... Yeah, I can, like, just sneak right between these enemies. But I want the tasty experience points, so... Blue shield! Aha, he's left himself vulnerable. Whatever it is behind that shield. The Shadow Man. Yeah, no, for any of the new people, like, for... Ah, the prisoner's escaping! For any of the new people, like, the stuff that I typically stream is, like, every Sunday is gonna be a retro game. It has been forever. Sometimes I'll double up and play 2, usually it'll just be 1, like, I'm just gonna do Chrono Trigger today. And then beyond that, it's like I'll usually stream every Tuesday and Thursday. Sometimes I might throw an extra one in between, but, Tuesday and Thursday are my 2 main streaming days. Every Thursday I'm going to be doing Oblivion now for the foreseeable future, because that's a long game and I love it. As for Tuesday, the last regular one I did was, I think, Slain Back from Hell, which was pretty interesting. But, I don't know what I'm actually going to be doing this Tuesday. Aha, let's see if we can sneak. Whack! Yeah, I've got a few different games in mind that I could do. There was a shooter called Hard Reset that I might do. I couldn't get Freeman Guerrilla Warfare to work again for me, which was a game that I enjoyed streaming a while ago. But it's very much like a more medieval themed game called Mountain Blade, which I might try to stream, I don't know. Although I think I might just pick... Mountain Blade could take a while to finish, so I think I might pick a shorter one. This place is sick! Who are you, man? Help me! Save him? Yes. You're a lifesaver! I'm Fritz. My dad runs a store in Truce Village. Stop by if you're in the area. Oh yeah, that's right, because he was wondering what happened to you. Also, I got a lot of questions for Merle when I see her again, because, I mean, the Chancellor seems like he's a pretty evil dude, but he can't be the only reason why they've got a goddamn torture chamber down here, right? And they were going to execute that poor fucker? I mean... Seems pretty excessive, if you ask me. Ooh, bronze mail. Skulligans! With fancy red shoes. Like, the Kingdom of Truce seems to be a fairly modern, well-respected place, and yet they've got a torture chamber with a haunted skeleton room, apparently. That seems a bit excessive. Oh, these poor bastards and their lack of peripheral vision. Although I think I want to head back because I want to see where that other branch takes me. Wait, what? Your apartment came with the haunted skeleton room? That's something they should really, you know, they should really say when you're touring a place. You know, it's like, okay, and that over there is our little kitchen hutch, you know, like the little breakfast nook or something like that. And you're going to want to be real careful. I mean, it's a basement apartment, so you're going to want to keep this dehumidifier going. You don't want to get mold. And that over there is the haunted skeleton room. You don't want to go in there. I mean, they're fine as long as you don't look at them or spend more than 5 minutes in that room. Other than that, it's fine. It's fine. Speaking of haunted skeleton rooms... You can send salty guest gamers into that room. Yeah. That's it, you're going into the haunted skeleton room. Oh, I can't get in there. No, it's yes anyway. That reminds me of a freaky story, actually. It's, Hey, I thought I'd knock you out. What are you up to? Well, now I'm going to murder you, I guess. So like, we, anyway, the story, right? So we grew up in this, house that my father built, and then when I was around 12 or so, he ended up, like, him and a few of his friends, they built a bigger one that we were going to move into. Now, there was an older house that was already standing there that they had to tear down first. So they did that. And when they were building it, like, of course, they started with, like, the lower areas, which would have been the basement, and then built up. Anyway, it was just when all the outer parts were done, I think, and it was just a shell inside. People told me, and this was probably just a friend of mine trying to freak me out, they said they drove by real late at night. Or they walked by it or whatever real late at night, not drove by, because all my friends would have been like 12 or 13 at the time. And they said, yeah, it was like 10 or 11 o'clock or something like that, and all the lights were on in the basement. I was like, but there's no electricity in that house, yes. It's like, oh no, yeah. It might have just been them trying to freak me out. Oh crap. But like a couple of years later, like my father had all these boxes. My father had all these boxes set up down in the basement, right? Because he did like this recycling thing for the local church. He collected bottles and processed them, bagged them up, brought them over to the recycling depot, and, you know, got money for the church that way. Donated it to the church, that kind of thing. So there were all these like big boxes of plastic drink bottles and stuff down in the basement. So I remember real late one night, me and my brother were in bed, like, and our rooms are right next to each other. And I think our parents were home at the time, but they didn't notice this. Or were they gone? I can't remember. Anyway, point is, I remember I was lying awake in bed. It was really late. It was like really early in the morning even. It was probably midnight or 1 in the morning or something like that, because I've always been a night owl. I've always had problems sleeping. And I hear this god-awful racket coming from down the basement. It's not, like, extended, but it's loud enough to notice, and it sounded for all the world like somebody picked up one of those boxes and hucked it across the room downstairs. Because, I mean, you know the sound the plastic bottles make when they clank against each other, right? You know, it's kind of like the hollow, plasticky thudding noise. So it sounded like somebody either upended one of those boxes or picked it up and hucked it across the room. And, I mean, I've got like a history of having like really vivid nightmares and sleep paralysis, hag dreams, that kind of thing. So first I thought it was that, but I was like, no, I'm very much awake. I know I am. So I open up my bedroom door, and just as I stick my head out to look down the hallway, my brother in the room right next to mine opens up his door at the same time, and he looks at me and he's like, "You heard that, right?" And I'm like, yeah, I did. And he was like, oh shit, okay. And he had like this little baseball bat in his room, so he takes this little baseball bat and he's like, okay, we're gonna go down to the basement and we're gonna see what that was. So anyway, the two of us, scared shitless, kind of trundle on down to the basement. We turn on the lights, and anticlimactic as it is, nothing. Absolutely nothing is out of place. But both of us heard the noise, is the freaky thing. And we heard the exact same noise, which was fucking weird. And I always had like a really uneasy feeling, like being down in that basement after around like 10 o'clock or so in the evening. Like, I wouldn't be too concerned while I was down there, but anytime I came back up the stairs, if it was after that point, because, you know, I'd shut off the lights behind me, I'd haul ass up the stairs. So I had less time with my back turned to the basement. Just because I got a weird feeling about it. Now, of course, rationally speaking, it could have been anything. It could have been like a mouse or something got in the basement and was rummaging around one of the boxes. But like I said, I've got a history of really vivid, really bad nightmares, so I'm more susceptible to be spooked by that kind of thing. Horror movies don't freak me out too much, but stuff like that, they kinda, yeah. That's like, speaking of the horrible hag dreams I have. Hag dreams are what we call them around here. You know, basically sleep paralysis, the literal original definition for nightmare, wherein it feels like you can't move and you can't breathe, and a lot of times you hallucinate that something is keeping you in place. I've had so many of those in so many variations that it's not fit. It's just horrible. Like, one of the absolute worst ones I can remember is from about 6 or 7 years ago. Now, normally you have these things, or at least I do, when you're lying on your back, right? Because then you're, like, flat on your back, it feels like something's on your chest, you can't really move, that kind of thing. And, this time, however, I was lying on my side. Oh, welcome back, Zach, I'm just telling spooky stories. Anyway, this time I was lying on my side, and I think it was... Like, a lot of times I get these really early in the morning, just as soon as the sun's coming up, but I think this time it was 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. It was real late, anyway. So I'm lying on my side, and I quote-unquote wake up, though I don't open my eyes. And then I can't move, and I'm like, oh shit, it's another one of these again. And then I just have the time to register to myself, but wait, I'm not lying on my back. This doesn't happen like this. When I start hearing this whispering in my ear, and for all the world, it feels like somebody is lying in the bed behind me with like their hands on my shoulders. And it sounds like they're whispering something in my ear, and it's like this sort of really low sound, kind of like or something like that. Like there's no words I can pick out. And I kind of feel like this sort of weak shaking, as if someone's got me by the shoulders and they're kind of doing this from behind. And then I get this sensation like something is actually crawling over this side to come around to my front. And as they're doing that, the whispering gets louder. And then the same shaking sensation, except it feels like they got their hands on my shoulders here, and they're like shaking me back and forth. And the whole time I'm like, don't open your eyes, don't open your fucking eyes, because I know all it is just my head, just like these dreams that I have, like the weird sleep paralysis dreams. But I was like, I know it's not real, I know this is just this thing that I have that I'm going to snap out of in a minute or two. But these things do cause hallucinations, so I'm like, I do not want to see whatever the fuck is making that noise. I know it's only in my own head. But whatever that is, I want no part of it. And then sure enough, after about a minute of that, I can move again. I very slowly, very deliberately, because at that time I knew where all my stuff was in my bedroom, with my eyes still closed. Yep. With my eyes still closed, I reach up over my head to where my lamp is on the headboard, and I flick it on, and then I very slowly sit up, and then I open my eyes. I'm like, okay, I'm looking around, it's like, nothing's here, nothing's here. I go out and I turn on every light in the apartment, I look around, I stay awake and I read for half an hour, and then I go back to sleep again. Yeah, fucking Parcel Tongue whispers, exactly. Goddamn snakes talking to me in my sleep. Oh hey there, buddy, you need some help? I guess not. It's like in the same bedroom, because this was in my old apartment. I had another one where all it was because I couldn't see the front door of my bedroom from where the bed was, because it was kind of like this little hallway and then a 90-degree turn. So I wake up, quote-unquote wake up, can't move, can't breathe, same deal. And I see like this hand poking around the corner from where the door is, and all it is just this hand going like this, scrabbling up and down the wall the whole time. As if someone is trying to come around the side, but quite can't. And that's all it was. Yeah, so I guess it all depends on what you believe about other dimensions and etc. Yeah, that's like, personally, I do like ghost stories, and I'm not like someone who believes that, hey, we know everything, so maybe it's a thing. At the same time, I'm also skeptical about certain stories, because I'm like, you know, you can usually explain rationally a thing. And I know that these hag dreams are all in my head, I just find it really fucked up that I've had so many of them, and in so many different variations. Oh yeah, and the skeleton just collapsed, yeah, the thing. But yeah, no, that particular dream, it was just like a hand. Now, it was like the hand was still connected to something, it's just where it was behind a wall. It was kind of like I'll swing off the camera here so you can kind of see what I mean. So I'm not here, right? But you can kind of say the edge of the camera is the hand. Is the wall, I mean. So the hand was like coming around the side of the wall and kind of like going like this up and down the wall. As if something was trying to gain enough purchase to haul itself around the side. It was fucked. What color was the hand? I don't know, it was kind of... I guess, because of course the lighting was just the lighting in my room where all the lights were off, I guess I could say it just looked like some regular person's hand, except maybe it was very pale, so almost kind of like corpse-like, I guess is the best way to put it. Oh yeah, like someone grabbing your chair from behind and slightly rocking it a bit. That's fucked too. That's always bad. Got a shelter! Hooray! Jump down the hole. Vi proceeds to turn every light on. I didn't realize that I was going to be sharing so many spooky stories tonight. I did not need to buy that load sword. I found one here. That only would have been useful if... oh well. Yeah, the funny thing is I can remember practically every hag dream I've ever had, and every nightmare I ever had. I can tell you what my very first remembered nightmare was. It wasn't a sleep paralysis thing, but it was interesting. I must have been only about 4 or 5 years old, and all the nightmare was a giant jack-o'-lantern was hopping through town eating everybody. That was what it was. And I never forgot it. It scared the bejesus out of me. Hey fellas! The prisoner's escaping! Oh yeah, aliens walking on top of your roof. Also a good one. Oh yeah! Yeah, signs would do that, like especially if you get freaked out by alien stuff, and if you had a dream like that, there's a lot of scenes and signs that do have that same feel, so I can kind of understand where you're coming from on that. That's like another freaky one, wasn't one that I had, it's one my brother had, he told me about later. This is back when we lived in the that first house that I was in when I was growing up. And so we had this dream that it was the summer, nice summer night, and we were out playing basketball because we had a net set up on the shed just out by the door of our house. And he looked across, because there's this big field next to that house, right? Kurji's Garden is what we called it. And I don't know who Kurji is. I think it's a family name that nobody remembers anymore. I don't even know how you spell that. But, like, he saw these glowing heads just floating along in this field. I think he said there were like 6 or 7 of them just floating along, and that's it. And both of us didn't discover until years later, like, because we're both really into spooky stories and folklore and stuff like that. And I think I first came across this in a Hellboy comic of all things, because Hellboy fights these things. But there's a specific form of Japanese spirit. I think it's a yokai or something like that is what they call them. There's several different yokai. But what it is it's a type of ghost or demon where they seem perfectly normal during the day, but their head detaches in the night and floats around looking for blood or something like that. And they were like, oh, and then we were like, oh shit, that's the thing you dreamed about, apparently. Help! Crono, I've come to save you! Gee, it looks like you didn't need my help after all. Let's blow this joint. He passed out. Received a mid-tonic. Amazing, you found 5 of them. Let's just rifle through this person's pockets. A top-secret document has been left behind behind the floor. Left behind the floor. I gotta peel up those stones to get at it. Care to read it? Oh yeah, no, the music in this bit is pretty nice. Like most of the music in this game is just kick-ass. To the prison supervisor, Dragon Tank Owner's Manual. The tank head repairs body damage. It contains a shield that prevents damage by lightning and fire. Unless the head can be defeated, the tank is unbeatable. Guardia R&D. Crono looks at that and he's just thinking to himself, this is what my taxpayer dollars are going to? Building a goddamn tank? Yeah, what was that? When you were a kid, you used to have these nightmares and get the weird-ass feeling throughout the whole nightmare, kind of like the inside of your head was shaking. Yeah, that's an odd one, man. Dreams are strange. That's the best way to put it. They can fuck with you in so many ways. And there's certain people too, like... Okay, I don't know why I'm going off on a tangent talking about dreams now, but here we go. So, like, both one of my best friends and my girlfriend have this ability, right? Wherein, when they realize they're dreaming, they can actually, without waking up, take control of it and change it to suit their own needs. Like, for example, my friend, he had this dream, I think, where he was fighting aliens at some point, by which I mean, like, the aliens from the Alien movie franchise. And it's like, he was getting hunted down by them like it was a horror movie, but then he realized he was having a dream, and he told me specifically, he said, and in my dream, I just yelled to myself, okay, I'm pissed off now! And he kind of, like, went Super Saiyan or something, like, because he was watching a lot of Dragon Ball at the time, and he was just, like, blasting them with lasers and stuff like that. And I can't do that, like, I can't control a dream when I realize I'm dreaming. What happens when I realize I'm dreaming, especially if I'm having a nightmare, is the dream fights back and ends itself in the most bloody way possible. Because I remember I had this dream once, where it was like a Clue-style murder mystery. It was me and a bunch of other people locked in a mansion. And like, it played out pretty well normally at the beginning. Like, a couple of people died, and then it was like, okay, well, the killer is in the house, because nobody left and nobody came in, and, you know, that old setup. And then after the second death, I was starting to get real angsty about it. And I was like, no, this is a dream. No, I know it's a dream. And the minute I realized it was a dream and tried to wake myself up, everybody who was left alive in the house went berserk and started killing each other. Like, that's what happens. Like, the minute I knew it wasn't real, it decided, you know what? He's gonna wake up soon. We've got to try to cram as much horror into this as we possibly can. What was that? Yeah, no, lucid dreaming is a thing I've never been able to do. Yeah, it's like the whodunit quest from Oblivion, exactly. Forward, dragon tank! Crush those rebels! Oh, we gotta take out the head. Head must die. It really doesn't look like the bridge should be able to support this, you know? When you try to fly in dreams, you start going straight and end up flipping over backwards in a never-ending rotation. That sounds terrible. And also, like it would make you violently ill. Oh, Crono's almost dead. I should fix that. There we go. That's more like it. Let's do a little bit of Cyclone. Some extra damage in on that. Probably go for the wheel. You manage to hold your flight straight a bit for a bit longer at times. Maybe it just means you're failing at life. I don't know, man. I'm no psychoanalyst. Oh crap, I'm also not paying attention to the fight. We're nearly dead. Let's fix that. Oh, no, she's still good. The lasers! Fall, damn you, fall! Oh, no, not Chrono. You were supposed to fall. Oh, if I'm not careful, this thing might actually kill me. Alright, do I have some kind of revive? There we go. I'm back, baby! There we go. I bet you if I stab it here, it will kill it. They got the dragon tank! Fix it, quickly! I love the Chancellor's shocked face. Don't fool yourselves into thinking you've gotten away with this! Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Hey, hey, hey. Stomp, you're back. Yoink. Oh wait, is there an item up there? Quickly, downstairs! They're escaping! No! They're escaping! We have no choice but to break through! Let me shoot some faces! They're escaping! Stop! Princess Nadia! Nice dress! This is my friend! Show him your respect! But... Can't you take orders? Oh shit. My controller disconnected. Okay, I'm gonna have to, do a thing here, which means I should switch over to my webcam for a minute. So I can keep up the illusion this is a legit console. Because it is! It is a legit console. I swear to God. Don't hurt me, Nintendo, please. Can't you take orders? Wait. Is it not playing? Oh. Oh. This is going to suck, isn't it? This is going to suck bad. You know what sucks about this? If I am not incorrect about this, I might actually have to... reload my save. Which means I gotta fight the dragon tank again, which isn't bad, I guess. It would be worse if it fucked up further back. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna have to do that, but while I'm waiting to do that... See if I can actually get this to connect and stay connected. Alright. Okay, I just need to be very gentle with the controller. I'm gonna grab myself something else to drink, because all this talking about spooky shit has made me parched. So I'll be right back. Returned. Of course, you know the other thing I'm going to get right now. Because, yeah, you know, when your throat is dry, get yourself a glass of whiskey so you can make yourself sound more like you've gargled sandpaper. And that's what the glass of water is there for, you know? It's supposed to kind of even things out. I'm going to try one more time to get back to where I was. Doesn't work. I'm going to have to just restart it from the last save. Oh, I'm back. We're good. We're good. Crisis averted. Yes, don't you know these are my friends? Of course. Hold it right there. Oh, it's actually the Chancellor. How did you come from that way? The tower was over there. Do as King Gadia the 33rd says. I believe that's 33 at least. Roman numerals, I ain't so great with them. Father! Silence, Princess Nadia. The throne comes before your personal wishes. What? Just because I have a title doesn't mean I'm not a person. You pick up strange ideas venturing outside, assuming you're people. Apparently. I didn't pick up anything. It's called common sense. Princess Nadia! I despise you. I'm leaving. Excuse me while I just hurl this dress down the stairs. Princess Nadia! Come on, Crono. Let's just step over these kneeling assholes. Don't just stand there! After them! I like how I've given the Chancellor a Skeletor voice for some reason. Princess Nadia. There they are! Don't lose them! There's no escape. Silence! 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 There's no escape. I do not fear death. Dawn is breaking. Wait. An open field lies ahead. Looks like a dead end. A gate. And Crono's like, come on. But we don't know where it'll take us. Who cares? This place stinks anyway. I don't know, I feel like 600 AD stunk a lot. It stunk like the plague. Princess Nadia! This is completely irrational. Hurry, Crono! Hi! Princess, move away from that hoodlum! There's no escape. Silence! There's no escape. Sealed with a mysterious energy. I like how Merle did kind of like a praying motion as if she's like, oh god, please say I didn't just kill us. They disappeared! Eek! Ouch! And then she just smacks herself on the ass for some reason. There's no way the Chancellor can reach us here, wherever the hell this is, but where are we? No, it looks like shite. Civilization here seems so advanced. Like we're in another world. strange crest is engraved here. It's sealed by some kind of power. Wow, this place looks like crap. I need to check something. Okay. Ah yes, the time period is a big question mark. Bangor Dome. Tran Dome. Disheveled man. Got any cash? Yes. Call this money? Oh well, I have some good stuff. What good stuff do you have, my good man? I have this random sword. Also that bronze mail. Auto gun. Buy 3 of those iron helms, my good man. 3 of those iron suits. Save money, it'll do you good. That's my motto. Well, I may as well sell that shit too. Well, Tyrius, welcome back to the stream, my friends. Hope you're having a good day. Oh wait, I had a bunch. Why was I only just selling them one at a time? I am currently in a time period that's probably worse than the one we're currently living, so that's saying something. So yes, exactly that. Glad you've been doing pretty well. In truth, though, I'm not doing too badly, I suppose. Streaming again after taking a week off. I've had several technical difficulties, but, you know, we're doing okay. We're doing okay. You'll find some food at Arisdome to the northeast, but only if you get past Lab 16. The beasts there don't react to weapons like guns and swords. Truce Dome? Never heard of it. This is Trandome. Kingdom? What are you talking about? Yeah, if you're looking for food, you lose. If you're looking for lose, you food. Wait. This is an Enetron. Get a full night's sleep in a few seconds, but it still leaves you hungry. What's that? Energon? But how do you keep it safe from the Decepticons? Oh, thanks for the host too, Alterius. Appreciate that. HPMP restored, but you're still hungry. Well, I guess we're gonna have to go through Lab 16. Oh yeah! Damn! I forgot about this tune. Man, most of the songs in this game are so bitchin'. Listen to that bass. Look at this disgusting rat. Oh, still atomic. Son of a bitch. Octopod, meat eater. It's on my face! I don't know, the dude said that swords and guns didn't seem to work very well on these monsters. Seems to be killing them just fine to me. Although I think there's a specific creature in here that is more affected by magic and techniques. Okay, note to self, next time kill the plant. First, I mean. It's still going to die, obviously. You've never actually played this game. Well, that's 2 people in chat now. Well, actually, no, the other person didn't even really know what this game was. Which, again, I could be all indignant about that, but I mean, you know, this game is pretty old now. Not everybody knows what Chrono Trigger is. But I will say about Chrono Trigger, if you've never played it, it's worth playing at least a bit of it, or just watching a playthrough of it. Because Chrono Trigger is one of the, like, most... you bastard. It's a... Chrono Trigger is a game that was something that was very important to me in my formative years, as I said. What's a berserker? What does that do? Oh, it's right there. Auto attack. Okay. Was that Zach? You listened to the whole Oblivion soundtrack this morning, sat there going, ooh, yeah, I know that one, for about an hour while I ate breakfast? Yep. What sucks is when you do that and you're not sure what the song is from, and then you're spending that entire time going to yourself, like, Jesus, where did I hear that? Oh yeah, you were more for Final Fantasy. Yeah, the Final Fantasy games that came out on the Super Nintendo were real good too. This is pretty contemporary to Final Fantasy VI. But no, Chrono Trigger is a really unique game, is the best way to put it. Like, I know, seeing as how Final Fantasy VII came out, the Final Fantasy VII remake came out not too long ago, there were a lot of really big things that people praised that game for that were things that were already done in this game, honestly. So, I mean, I'd kill for a Chrono Trigger remake. I know Chrono Trigger has been ported a couple of times. The PlayStation port was pretty bad, actually. It had a lot of really extended loading times for some reason. I think they released a version of it on the DS too, which might have been just a port of the PlayStation port. Like, I don't really want to get into one of the big things that I find very similar between this and Final Fantasy VII because it's a bit of a spoiler, and for anyone who hasn't experienced the game yet, I won't say it. But when I get to that point in the game, I'm going to talk about it. It's about the halfway mark of the game, though, so it's not going to happen for a while, but believe you me, I will be talking about it in comparison to Final Fantasy VII. Oh yeah, that's right, the plant. The plant should die first. But yeah, when I think RPGs, I usually think of this, Final Fantasy VI, and Final Fantasy IV, because those were the 3 really big, like, long RPGs that I played when I was younger. Final Fantasy IV is probably one of my favorite Final Fantasy games, but that's largely because it's the first one I ever played. So that's got the max nostalgia factor. Oh yeah, I'll definitely send you a message when I figure I'm going to get to that point in the game. I think... I'm just tripping over fucking load swords now. I spent $4,000 on one. If I knew I could find so many of them, because I found another load sword back in the prison, so it's been like, gameplay-wise, probably 5 minutes in between finding 2 of the damn things. Yeah, you can't fight the rats, they just steal shit from you. Oh. Damn it! Frick. Load bow, though. But yeah, no, I'll definitely send you a message when I get to that part in the game. It's been a while since I played this, so I don't remember 100%, but I think it's either halfway or 3/4 of the way through. It's a pretty big deal when it happens. your cousin's obsessed with Final Fantasy, but you never got into it. I don't know, not every game in the series is great. Like, they're all pretty good, but some are better than others. Like, I know it's blasphemy for me to say it, and again, this is not me saying that I hate the game, far from it. I do like it, but seeing as how I mentioned Final Fantasy VII, I feel like it's regarded way more highly than it should be, I guess. And I'm probably going to get the shit kicked out of me in a metaphysical sense for saying that, but again, I'm not saying that it's a bad game. It's a good game. It's just I don't know if it deserved the reputation that it got. And again, I can't say anything because I probably feel the same way about other games that aren't fantastic, but they just hold a place near and dear to my heart, so... Yeah, yes, and literal beatings. Oh great, now you're gonna beat the shit out of me. Ah, great. I didn't think I was gonna instigate an ass-whooping tonight, but here we are. I don't know, I honestly liked the other two PlayStation Final Fantasy games more than I liked Final Fantasy, 7. 9 especially, I thought 9 was really fun. 8 was screwy. There were things that were wrong with 8, but overall I liked it. 10 was kind of meh, I don't know, there were parts I hated about 10, but the other thing is I've never actually played through every single game. There's only probably a handful of them I've ever finished myself. Like, I played through all of the very first game, and 4, and 6, and 7. I think I played all the way through 8, but I don't think I played it. No, I played all the way through 9, but I didn't play all the way through 8. Three, 5, 7, and 8. Yeah, 5 is a screwy one, because 5 wasn't released in North America until much later. 5 is the one that had the character's official name. Okay, I think these are the things that need to be killed with tech. The character's official name is Bartz, but I used to play a lot of fan translations of, Okay, I think... No, miss, yeah, I'm gonna need to use... like, Flame Cyclone, maybe. But anyway, I used to play, I used to play a fan translation of Final Fantasy V, and they translated the main character's name to Butz. B-U-T-Z Butz. As opposed to Bartz. Five wasn't really as good as 4 and 6 in my opinion, but there were a lot of really cool parts in 5. Like, there's a ship graveyard in that game that's like a really cool set piece, and you get a goddamn Leviathan to pull a pirate ship at one point. It's great. Also, look at this guy. He's taking a nap. Now I'm gonna kill him. While he does his little tiptoe dance. Mutant! Yeah, 4 was the one where you went to the moon. Like, the last part of the game takes place on the moon. You played as this guy who was a Dark Knight who then turned into a Paladin partway through the game. That's probably one of my favorites. That's the first one I ever played. They did a complete remake of it on the 3DS a while ago. Actually, there's a number of Final Fantasy games where you go to the moon, but... I don't know, to me that's the biggest one that has you go to the moon. Because I think you go to the moon in 9 and 8 too. I know no, spooky sewer ghosts. Yeah, the airships are always the best part of the Final Fantasy games. You get something similar in this game, except it's a goddamn flying time machine. It's awesome. It's one of the coolest vehicles I've ever seen in a game like this. Oh, treasure. Got one ether! Wait, please tell you there's a doctor? I may have lost the thread of the conversation. A doctor in what capacity? Where do you wish there to be a doctor? Oh, flying time machine. There isn't directly a doctor, but there's a guy who made the time machine, who you could probably consider to be a doctor, actually. He's got a lot of, like, Doc Brown vibes about him. More serious, perhaps, but he's got a lot of Doc Brown vibes. I find him in this time period. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find him by the time I finish this, but I do find him here. Aerostome! Yeah, I think I might clear out Aerostome here, and that might be it for tonight, but we still got a ways to go yet. That way we'll know what the plot is, because this is where we find out what's happening. Well, bare bones of what we find out, anyway. Who are you? Why the hell was the first thing I went to Doc Brown? No, the Doctor. Yes, Doctor Who. The TARDIS. Well, at the end of Back to the Future Part 3, the time machine does fly. It's a flying train. Maybe that's what I was thinking about. You there! Where are you from? We came from the laboratories to the west. Phone booth, not weird-ass old car you want. The weird-ass old car that you want. Ah, the DeLorean. What? I'm surprised we're not going to find the wreckage of a DeLorean in this area somewhere. Hey, we've got people who crossed the ruins! Say again? You're joking! So there are people who can beat up those freaky mutants! Freaky mutants? When you smash Marl? I don't think that... well, actually, no. No, that is kind of something that happens. Just not in the game. The one spoiler I can give you is that by the end, at the end of the game, Crono and Marl hook up. Crono marries into royalty, basically. So there are people who can beat up those freaky mutants. That's freaky. Daddy's gonna bring us some food. My husband went down to the food storage area below. I haven't seen him since. Your husband's dead, ma'am. Did you really come from that dome to the west? Yes. I see. Not that I really care. There's an old factory site called Proto Dome to the east. Can't get near it because there's a bunch of lunatic robots in the area. You can reach the continent to the south through the sewer access. But stay off Death Peak. I don't like the sound of that place. There's an old man living in a dome near Death Peak. Talk about crackpots. You were just joking, it's actually a thing. It's kind of a thing, like I said. There's nothing that really comes up until the very end of the game, though. Door with a crest? Dynamite won't budge it. But yeah, the crackpot they're talking about is the guy I'm talking about, the quote-unquote doctor. Anyway, let's have a chat with the old man. Pardon me, I'm Doan. I'm the descendant of the director of this info center. In the basement, there's a huge computer and a storage center for food. But we can't get through because of the robot guards. It's a pity. Are you going down below? No, I just happened to walk in this direction. Yes, I'm sorry, ma'am, your husband's dead. Like I told her. I'm not joking about that. Of course. But no one's ever returned from there. Like that woman's husband. I'm pretty sure he's dead. Gotta try, right? It's nice to see such spirited young people for a change. Careful now and come back alive. What he doesn't realize is that all three of us are much older than he'll ever be. Have any money? Yes. Sure this is money? Oh well, I have to light my inventory anyway. Wait, didn't I? I thought I bought that. Huh, I guess I didn't. I must have just thought about buying it. Save money. Well, do you good. That's what the guy who walks in the other dome used to say. So that guy managed to get from here to the other one. So maybe he's a badass too. Beyond the ruins. Ooh, spooky. Alright, let's go in the hole. This console controls the passageway. We need a password to get through. Let's go look for one. I think there's a few hidden items I can come across here. Look at that thing's face. It's seen horrible things. Looks like a statue. A memo was attached to it. Warning. Anyone within the vicinity of the stockroom will be attacked. What an odd note to put on such an odd thing. Oh. Executing program. Exterminate! Chrono, what's going on? Merle, let's go! Beat the crap out of this thing we have no concept for because we're from the past. I need to take out one of the bits. Otherwise I get murderized pretty severely. Why won't you die? The magical healing power of my sword. No, I think if I take out both the bits, the Guardian... I think if I take out both the bits, the Guardian calls them back. Although it does do that, so maybe I want to destroy the other bit. It's been so long since I played this, I don't really know what this boss does. That hurt like a son of a bitch. Did all old SNES games use the same sound effects? See, that's the funny thing. I've mentioned this before. There's a lot of sound effects that are shared between a lot of Square games. Like, there's a lot of sound effects that are in this that are in Final Fantasy VI. Well, Final Fantasy VI came out before this, so vice versa, I guess. Like the wind blowing sound that you heard in the prison, that's in Final Fantasy VI. There's this creepy dude who's just a floating face who runs a horror tent, like a variety tent or something, in the Millennium Fair. His laugh is the same laugh as the main villain in Final Fantasy VI. Most of Enix's games shared a lot of sound effects, so ActRaiser, Illusion of Gaia, Soul Blazer, all of those things, they all have like similar sound effects. Slash! Oh crap, it's counting down. That's probably not good. I probably need to kill it before that ends. I forget what the countdown does, but I'm pretty sure it ends in my murder, so let's deal with that, shall we? Unless Crono dealt with it just then. No, I think we're fucked. Breakdown. Oh, way to hold on your ass there, Crono. Yeah, I think it must just be whatever sound font or like sound chip that were in the Super Nintendo. Like, all the music is varied and stuff like that, but a lot of the sound effects, I guess they either shared them or slightly modified them between games. Even from different, publishers. Ew! Something reeks! Everything's completely rotten. The refrigeration must have failed. Crono, look! Passed away long ago, I suppose. It's that woman's husband! He's dead! Don't Starve Together, 7 Days to Die, Stardew Valley, and The Forest. 4 games that we both have that we... Oh yeah! Yeah, that's right. I did look up that we have a few that we have in common. 7 Days to Die and The Forest were 2 that I played a lot when they first came out, but I didn't really get into too much. I wouldn't mind checking those out again. The Forest seemed really interesting when I played a little bit of it. I thought it was only a single-player game, but I guess in one of the updates they must have added multiplayer. He's holding something. What do you suppose this is? Right around, everybody look at the corpse. It looks like some kind of seed. A seed? Do you suppose it could grow in a place like this? The following is written on a soiled sheet of paper. Rat is more than just a statue. It knows the secret of this dome. Catch it. Oh, it's a lot more fun to play than it used to be before the updates. Yeah, The Forest is one of those games I bought really early when it was released. And I liked what little of it I did play, but you ran out of shit to do pretty quick. Luca, what's wrong? What's happening? Look at her! She's so lost in thought we need to drag her around. Are you sure she's not a statue? Maybe she thinks she's going to fool the rat by pretending she's a statue too. That's pretty good. Like, even running doesn't knock her out. She's frozen in fear. That's exactly what's happening. Okay, no, she's good. She's good. There! There it is! Shh. It might run away. Dash with the B button, and catch him with the A button. What button? What are you talking about? Get back here, you rat bastard! Run. Ratty run. Okay, he outran me. There we go. Got it! Squeak! I give up! I'll tell you everything. Press and hold the L and R buttons, and then press the A button to access the secret passage. Squeak! Don't make any mistakes or you'll be sorry. Sure thing, Ratman. Yeah, I think that's the secret item I was talking about that's here. L-R-A! Hot damn. What sort of bizarre ritual did I just walk into? It's just running around me. There we go. Oh yeah, that's right, that robot can also take out the rats. Although it's pretty tough, so I should probably kill it. It's a bugger! Oh, Marl's dead. Oh dear. I didn't notice. She's just taking a little nap, she'll be fine. She's had a tough day. She's traveled through time twice. Okay, good. This is a game that brings them back to 1. After a fight. That's good. Heal thyself. Finding plenty of good E down here, at least. It's a good thing I don't have any fear of bugs. This place would be awful. It'd be as frozen in fear as Luca was. May as well clear out everything I can, so I don't get horribly killed by things. Pew pew! You know, I love how screwy the technology is in the time period these 3 characters come from. Because it's 1000 AD. But, like, guns are a thing. Or at the very least, Luca has one. I know she's more technologically advanced than most people, but there's electricity, there's radios, all that shit. They have all that technology. What a funny looking fella. Let's murder him. The noise that robot makes. Apparently you're falling asleep at the PC. Alright, that's cool. Thanks for stopping by, Alterius. We'll have to check out those games sometime and maybe have a little play at them together. Good night. You should probably go to bed. Oh, you just opened Oblivion. Did you, Zach? Should you finish Mage's Guild or start Fighters Guild or start a DLC? Well, I mean, finishing something is usually a good idea, certainly. But, honestly, if you're gonna start a DLC, I say go ahead and just do, just do Shivering Isles. The Shivering Isles DLC is quite possibly the best part of Oblivion in my opinion, so I say just go ahead and do that. Otherwise, I'd probably say go with the Fighters Guild, because honestly, the Fighters Guild questline in Oblivion is a lot better than the Mages Guild one, in my opinion. All the guild quests are pretty good in Oblivion, but Fighters Guild's better than Mages. Oh jeez, Chrono's dying. I like how he actually had to run around in the walkable area. He just didn't walk straight to them. Yeah, the other funny thing to note about this game, I mentioned it first time, but I know we've got a few new people in chat, is like if you've never seen this game before, all the character art and most of the artwork for it in general was done by Akira Toriyama, seeing as how I was talking about Dragon Ball much earlier. And you can tell, because like it's very much his style. Because Crono is basically a red-haired Goku. That's all he is. Just look at him. And like you can almost compare Luca to Bulma, and Merle is kind of like Chi-Chi, so yeah. Toriyama's a pretty good artist, but when it comes to people, he usually draws them all looking fairly similar. But yeah, no, Zach, Mage's Guild questline isn't quite as fun. I'm going to murder this robot just because of the incessant droning noise. Okay, let's get the same password, just LRNA, but of course I can't do anything with this yet. That's not something that comes up until much later in the game, and then I've got to backtrack and find all those boxes and doors that have that seal on it. Ah, here we go, and this is when we find out what's happening. So, this is the info center. Good! The computer's still operational. If we run a search on time warps, we might find our gate. Interesting that you know that, but okay. This is her serious typing pose. Here, got it. Beast of Aristone. Be Protodome, I believe. Leave it to Luca. I'm beginning to think you could find anything with this device. Say, what does this button do? Is that right, Dee Dee? (1999 AD? Visual record of the day of Lavos. And here it is. goddamn giant sea urchin destroyed the world. That wasn't on your apocalypse bingo card, was it? What is that? Lavos? Is that what's destroying our world? You must truly be in the future. Well, I mean, time travel's a thing. You've already discovered that. No! No way! I refuse to believe it. This can't be the way the world ends. Crono. There's only one thing we can do. We must change history, just like Crono did when he saved me. That wasn't me changing history, that was me fixing the fuck-up that we made. Like, that never would have happened if you didn't accidentally go back in time, okay? This is a whole different thing. We're gonna have to get into, like, causality and paradoxes and, you know. Okay, Luca? Okay, Crono? We're gonna save the world, damn it. I guess so. It was a stroke of luck that we were sent here through that gate. Crono, let's go. No. Come on, show Marl what you're made of. And Crono's like, yeah! I like how Luca is basically Crono's wingman because she keeps basically prodding him towards hooking up with Marl. She's like, come on. Crono, Luca, we can do this. Let's take a second and do some more research on Lavos' activities back in our time period. Next stop, Protodome. Oh yeah, that's right, I can just watch it again apparently. Well, watch the map anyway. I thought if I pressed the button again I'd watch Lavos destroying the world. Because in reality, Crono's kind of sick, so he's just sitting there looking at that, and he's like, yes. Good. Anyway, I'm not going to clean out every enemy on my way back. I'll fight a few. Just so we can do some combat with the bitchin' triumphant music. That's right, you shoot the rat. Of course, the other thing you have to think about is, like, they're traveling through time so much, there's probably a bunch of horrible diseases that they're catching that they don't know, their bodies don't know how to handle. Like what would happen with actual time travelers. Oh, Crono, you just can't hit rats, can you? I should probably heal him, come to think of it. Out of my way, Mr. Robot! Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto! Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto. Please don't trample me to death right now, thank you. Yeah, let's beat the shit out of these bugs. This is how we save the world. And these things too, I guess. They got in our way. Miss me, hit the rat, killed the rat. We have survived, except that woman's husband. He didn't. Your husband's dead. I'm sorry. Go back. Just to keep driving it home, lady. Your husband's dead. Well, what did you discover? This is our future. Huh? Who cares? Where's the food? This is all we could get. Seeds? We don't know how long the Enertron will hold out. Those seeds might be our only hope. You have to stay alive, and so do we. Huh. You're strange. You're different from us. I think it's because we're healthy. Oh, Jesus, way to rub it in, Marl. You just don't tell people that. I think it's because we're healthy, not like you sickos. Healthy? Got a nice ring to it. Well, they've been living in about 300 years worth of post-apocalypse, I think, because it hasn't come up, but this is the year 2300, so we'll try growing the seeds. What are those? They just might be our future. Heading for Protodome, go by way of Laboratory 32 and take this with you. Got one bike key. It's a key to the jet bike in Lab 32. I used to ride it when I was young. Hope it still works. They've got more powerful robots over there. Take care and stay healthy. Daddy sure taking his time. Child, your father is dead. Where do you think I got the seed? He's dead! Chrono's not very comforting. You can reach the continent to the south through the sewer access, but stay off Death Peak. Just push this asshole out of the way. There's an old factory site called Protodome to the east. Can't get near it because there's a bunch of lunatic robots in the area. Oh, you didn't come over and see what all the hubbub was about? I should probably start using those power tabs. But not right now. Right now, I'm going to save it. Oh wait, I should use the Enertron first. Get my health back. But you're still hungry. On the ruins. Oh, there's something I want to check though. Let's run outside. Like, is it actually going to tell me what year it is? Because it always pops up on the screen if you stay idle for so long. Yep, 2300 AD. Now, I don't think it would take me too long to go over and deal with the stuff in Protodome, but I actually want to go through the sewer access first, because you don't actually need to go down to that island yet, but you can access it now, and I'm going to want to do that before I finish this area. So, I need to make sure I saved it. I know I did. Yeah, I did. I did. I'm gonna do it again because I'm... Yes, I did, okay. I'm paranoid. Anyway, let's switch over to yonder webcam, because that's going to be it for tonight. Okay, let me just check a couple of things right now. Let's move this over this way. Close the game. Alright, alright, alright. Oh, that's not what I wanted to check. Alright, mainly I want to see who else is streaming, because I might send you fine folks over to somebody else if I got someone I can send you to. Oh, I see Baked is streaming. Baked is streaming Alien Alien Isolation, that's what I tried to say. So yeah, I might send you on over to Baked. Apparently it's Baked's birthday. Go figure. Alright, so I'm gonna get that ready to go. And if you happen to stop by to watch, I thank you very much for doing so, and hopefully you find folks will join me next time. It's good to be back after taking a week off. And yeah, I'm gonna be back again on Tuesday, probably around 7 p.m. or so Newfoundland time. I don't know exactly when that would be for everyone else, but, you know. Yeah, it's going to be later in the evening, probably. As for what I'm going to be streaming, I have no idea. I'm going to have to decide that. That's to be announced later. By later, I mean probably just before I stream. So I'm going to send you on over to Mr. Baked. And, yeah. If you happen to stop by to watch, once again, I thank you very, very much for doing so, and hopefully fine folks will join me next time. Until then, as always, I wish you a farewell, and I hope you have a great day. So, over to Baked.